Okay, congratulations on the progress and hard work you've put in thus far. Let's keep going on Module 6, your intake tool belt. So you're going to have to kind of get ready for a little bit of a regurgitation of ideas and information. But what I'm going to try to do in this module is to help you build your metaphorical tool belt. And you can fill it with some tools that you think will work for you, that you can choose from my regurgitations here. And the point of those tools is it's something you can whip out as needed in order to beat your craving and to make the healthy decision in the moment and to stick with your plan to create your caloric deficit that you made in Module 3. I've broken these tools up into 4 different types. And the first tool I'm going to talk to you about is the preventative tools to help you to be in control of your intake. We need these kinds of tools because I like how Jillian Michaels said it. You need bite-sized bits of willpower. So these little tools can give you that little bite-sized bit of willpower that you need in the moment. And it's important. I read a quote by Mark Hyman. It said, "You can't exercise your way out of a poor diet." And that's so true. So let's get to the preventative tools. One more quote I'm going to throw at you. A religious leader named Ezra Taft Benson, he wasn't talking about diet and nutrition, but it totally applies here. He said, "It is better to prepare and prevent than it is to repair and repent." So let's talk about preventative tools, things we can do and prepare ahead of time for when those moments come so that we can stick with a healthy, nutritious, sustainable lifestyle. So the first thing we can maybe do is to take out the trash. And what I mean by that is keep the junk food out of your house. For me, my willpower is much stronger at the grocery store while I'm shopping, if I'm not hungry, than it is at home when I get that craving or get stressed out and my body wants that automatic release of feel-good hormones. So if I don't have those things in my house, I can't turn to them. So keep your house clean, take out the trash. The next thing you can do, if you're going to the party or you're having a games night or get together with your friends or whatever, volunteer to bring the snacks and bring the snacks you don't like. Another thing, if you have a really hard time driving past Timmy's every morning on your way to work without stopping for that big drink of whatever that has a lot of calories in it, but it's delicious, take a detour, pick a different route to work, and don't drive past Timmy's. If you have a hard time with portion control, use smaller plates. That way you can fit less food on it, or maybe your brain looks at it and says, "Oh, that's a full plate of food," and it makes you think that you get a lot more than you do. I have a salad and water first rule. We already talked about fiber and how great it is to help you lose weight. And we talked about water and how sometimes your body can mix up the sensation of being hungry for being thirsty. So if you eat your salad and drink your water first, fill up on the good stuff first, and then give whatever else you're eating in that meal whatever's left over. Wrap it. What I mean by that is if only your salad and your chicken breast isn't quite sustainable enough for you to get to the next meal without being so hungry, then put it in a wrap and add that extra 180 or so calories that's in a whole wheat wrap. And then maybe that'll help you give you what you need in order to feel content and have a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. Or there's maybe add some more or better salad toppers. You could have croutons, you can use boiled eggs, you can use cheese. There's lots of seeds like sunflower seeds and all those good things. There's chicken, there's dry noodles like chow mein noodles. Dry chow mein noodles are actually really yummy in salad. Nuts and lots of good things like that. Maybe you can add things like that to your salad or wrap it to make it go a little farther for you. Plan ahead for better on-the-go options. If your life is really fast-paced all the time, or breakfast is a really tough one and you go through the drive-thru for that deep-fried hash brown or whatever, plan ahead and make some overnight oatmeal or Have protein bars on hand, some healthy protein bars. If you know you're traveling and you're going to be driving all day or whatever, instead of going through the drive-through for your fast food deep fried meal, prepare and make a ham sandwich and bring some snap peas and bring your lunch with you. Plan ahead for better on-the-go options. I also have some recipes I'm going to share at the end of the slide. I'll have them in the course content as well for some good on-the-go options that I've used. Oh, and I also mentioned this earlier, lemon water. Maybe you could put lemon in your water and it'll stretch you out a little farther. But let's talk about a different type of tool we can put in our tool belt, replacement tools. So these are things you can take your unhealthy indulgences and you can maybe replace them with something that's a better option. So for me, for example, this is a big one for me. I was a strategic gum chewer. So I have tons of gum in my cupboard, and when I get that craving or I have a stressful moment and my body really wants a quick release of the feel-good stuff, I put a piece of gum in my mouth, and it always took my mind off the craving, and I didn't have such a high tendency to give in, or have it in your purse or in your pocket and take it to your niece's birthday party with you. If you decide you can have a cupcake, put a piece of gum in your mouth and chew gum until you leave so you don't have a second cupcake or whatever it is that you would like to avoid. Choose healthier indulgences. So for example, at the end of a long, hard day in the winter, lots of times I really would like a big cup of hot chocolate. And maybe instead of having a big cup of hot chocolate, I could replace that with something healthier, like some herbal tea with a teaspoon of honey in it. Or maybe you could substitute your munchies with nuts or dried fruit. Maybe you could, if you're a big pop or soda drinker, maybe try carbonated water. I originally kind of balked at that idea, but it really worked for me. For some reason, that carbonated water made me feel like I had a treat at the end of the day, and I was totally satisfied. Maybe you should give it a try. This is probably really rude of me, but I gave some to my 6-year-old yesterday to try, and his face is pretty priceless. Maybe you need to find a different routine altogether. At the end of the day, instead of sitting down to watch TV or a movie every night, because that's when my brain's hardwired to think I need a snack. Maybe instead of sitting down to watch TV, you can read a book or make a new playlist. Change your routine and don't always go to the couch with the remote. And we already kind of talked about this, but take your drink first to make sure that you're not actually just thirsty instead of hungry. You could also use some of the recipes that are coming up in this module to replace some of your desserts with. And maybe you can have a little bit of a healthier indulgence